Quick trading, breakdown, stay away first until they hit a level of support. Quick trading, hit the resistance, they're still falling down right now. Stay away first until we see a level of support. Put oversold indicators for you to be able to check it out even more. Wait until you see a clearer signal that it's starting to reverse. One of the stocks that I'm tracking, hindi masyado bumababa. Hey guys, so in this video, I want to do a deep dive on Philippine stocks as we've seen massive movements down. I want to talk about the price movement. I want to talk about certain stocks that have moved down, and then we're going to have my hot take on all of this. And above and beyond that, let's look at what caused this, so that as you know what caused this, it will allow you also to somehow segment how are you supposed to go about your trade and your investing. So first things first, the PSEI dropped 2.62%, dropping it to 6,552.46, and the value turnover was around 8.8 billion pesos, which is quite near also the averages that we have been getting over the past few months. We saw a bunch of them from Ayala Corp to GT Capital to SM to Ayala Land to SM Prime to BDO to be massively sold down, and we also saw a lot of those not considered blue chip stocks drop massively as well, from Dito to Merrimart to PHA. Now, the question that you might ask is, what is triggering all of this? In my opinion, we have been consolidating for quite some time. If there will be a shroud of uncertainty or news that could cause people to be more uncertain about their positions, it may cause a sell down. And that's what I said in the previous videos that we have been having in this channel. People, when they're uncertain, they'd like to stay in cash. They'd like to protect their position. They'd like to still wait and see as it starts to decline, and then they start positioning, coming in again when things would get better. This is again triggered by the pandemic and the lockdown and the measures that have been in place also to somehow curb this illness. We have seen over the past few days rapid rise of coronavirus infections in the Philippines, and it's not just that it's high, it's continually rising. And if you've been watching the videos that I've mentioned before, there were three things that I was looking at in terms of somehow pushing sentiment on a positive note: the lockdowns, the coronavirus, the illness itself, the confidence level of people with regards to that, the vaccines, and also consumer confidence. That being said, a lot of those things that I've mentioned are now being put to the test. Why? Because of the rapid rise of the infections, you are now seeing a curfew being implemented, which again, more measures like this will somehow close down the economy. We're also seeing lockdowns, not like what we had in April 2020 where it was the entire archipelago, but we have pocket areas that have been in lockdown, particularly in areas where there have been high infections. And I think this has also been brought about by people being a bit lax about it. They have been congregating and not using masks altogether. So please do check also the hospitals. If there are more infections and then we run out of beds, then that would be something that would be very, very, very bad right now. I'd like to transition also to the vaccines. There are vaccines already here, but it's not as much. It's not at the point where you could say that it's scalable. It's not at the point where you can say that this is a good chunk already of Filipinos that have been vaccinated, that we could be very, very close to herd immunity. We're not yet there. This, I think, has put us a bit of a step backward in terms of a sentiment perspective. As we saw stocks drop, as we saw the market drop as a whole, again, this is not brought about by pangit yung galaw ng negosyo. This was brought about by sentiment, again, brought about by this pandemic, brought about by the measures and the repercussions of going into lockdown. Now, as of today, March 2021, I could possibly see that it's people trying to protect their cash position. It's people also trying to stay in cash to weave through this uncertainty. There's so much capital raising going on that money is also moving there from Cebu Pacific to the DDMP REIT. And there's also a lot of opportunities outside Philippine markets already. US stocks, cryptocurrencies, which are doing massively well, especially cryptocurrencies. They've been in the games. For those, by the way, who have been asking kung saan ako mas nakafocus, I've been spending a lot of time researching cryptos, researching NFTs, researching US markets. A lot of people made move and transfer cash in markets and opportunities where they could earn more, at least for March 2021. Please do note that if this drags on, if the cases continue to rise up, I think there may be more lockdown measures added again, then it would be bad for our economy. Again, sentiment-wise, a lot of people may want to stay first in the sidelines while waiting for things to get better. And We don't want that to happen. And I'm saying this also, if you have an opportunity to stay at home, please do stay at home. If you're not really compelled to go out, please don't go out. Stay at home. Protect yourself first. Protect your family first. Try to do a lot of those transactions online so that we curb this. And as we curb this, we help taper the infections. But above and beyond that, we can help also make the economy stronger again. We can help it do better. Now, what are you supposed to do right now? Automatica, from a trading standpoint, stocks that are breaking down, in my opinion, you should still be in cash. As you all know, for the past weeks, I've been mentioning that we have seen a lot of stocks in our market close to the resistance or near the support, but they're currently consolidating. So some of those stocks that have started to break down today, the name of the game for you is to just deploy patience. Do not do anything while they are breaking down. If you are a quick trader, please wait until the selling is over. Please wait until it has built a base, and then that's where you come in. For those who attended our Stock Smart sessions, again, look for oversold indicators. Once they start showing you signals that it's worth buying already, plot the support. If they are at the support, then that's your area already to start deploying capital. But while they're being sold down, while they're breaking down, please take the time to protect your capital, because we do not know how long this will be. That's one. If you are a position trader, also stocks that are still in downtrends, please stay in cash first up until we see them start to reverse. So that's how you can segment it. Quick trading, breakdown, stay away first until they hit a level of support. Quick trading, hit the resistance, they're still falling down right now. Stay away first until we see a level of support. Put oversold indicators for you to be able to check it out even more. For position trading, for those that are in heavy downtrends, for those that have gotten out of those sideways market, have started to break down also, then you stay away. Wait until you see a clearer signal that it's starting to reverse. Cash is king if you are a trader, and position properly, because it will help you to know when is an appropriate area for you to be able to deploy capital once again. Now, if you're an investor, the biggest pitfall of investors naman is when it's too expensive, they think it's too high and they don't buy. When it's dropping massively, they think it's too scary that it may fall lower and they don't buy. There will come a point in time when you are an investor that it has to always be a conviction call, meaning those stocks that are part of your core watch list as an investor right now that you truly believe in. And the reason why I'm saying it this way, because I believe some of you may have some conviction calls on certain stocks that I'm not even buying, but some of you also have some conviction calls on certain stocks that you don't look at, but I'm looking at as well. And what I'm saying is this: if there are some core stocks that you have in your investing portfolio that you love so much, that you're fully convinced that they're amazing, then they should be stocks that you should be picking up as they are getting lower. I repeat, if you are a long-term investor and you are buying fundamentally sound companies, you're not speculating, you're not guessing, you're not trying to figure out ano yung mangyayari next. You know the company in and out, you believe that they will do better even after this pandemic. Then as they're dropping, look for the ones that have dropped massively, then buy the ones that are relatively cheaper already. There could be an argument that could be placed na, what if it goes lower? That's why it's so important that you need to have a level of cash, that you don't put everything in one go, that you tranche it as well. Especially for those that are earning regularly, then malaki yung chance na may pang-replenish kayo lagi. For those who have the chance to earn more, or for those who have the ability to have side hustles, try to find ways on how you can make more money right now, because as the market is lower, you could get more income. Use that income and reinvest it on stocks that are lower. That would be my approach for stocks that are really good, that are part of my core portfolio, that have dropped massively, that bumagsak sila hindi dahil pangit yung negosyo, bumagsak sila dahil takot talaga yung mga tao ngayon. There's uncertainty, and in the midst of uncertainty, people want to be in cash. Slowly accumulate. You don't have to put everything in one go, because the more this drags on, the more uncertainty that's there, the more we may see a longer time before the market starts to recover. That being said, it's also the same approach for dividend investors. The portions of your portfolio that you believe from a dividend standpoint, medyo malaki yung dividend yield na makukuha mo habang bumabagsak sila, then those are stocks that you should position into. One of the stocks that I'm tracking, hindi masyado bumababa. So you will notice it also that kahit red majority of the stocks, even the dividend stocks are red, the amount of drops that those dividend stocks have are not as pronounced, are not as big as the ones that people normally buy because they have an intent to accumulate on it for capital appreciation. Pero ganun pa rin yung gagawin ko. I will look at those stocks that I like for dividends. I made a video that a lot of them will still give you a good, reasonable dividend yield. How much more right now that medyo noticeable yung pagbagsak niya. Since noticeable yung pagbagsak niya, it allows you also later on to have a higher dividend yield on your positions. And lastly, also to make sense of everything. That's why it's so nice to be intentional in your diversification. It's so nice right now because there's so much options for you to invest that hindi ka na lang limited sa either Philippine market, pag bumabagsak, or position, and then wait for it to recover later on. Because right now, we have so many options in US markets, cryptocurrency markets, and NFTs. And that's what I want to suggest to all of you also. That instead of being sad that the market is dropping, that instead of being sad that, hey, hindi yata maganda yung takbo ng market, have a position in a asset class in a different market that's doing the opposite of what's happening in the Philippines. So please do note, no, while the Philippine markets are dropping, Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies have been pushing massively higher. Even my NBA Top Shot, some of them, especially the ones I bought from PAX, are doing well in terms of percentages. They've outpaced some individual stocks that I bought, at least from a wala pa naman 1 month ako nag-i-invest na from a monthly perspective in terms of the gains that I have in it. If you have not really spent enough time to research on other markets, use this time. I'm not saying don't invest in the Philippines, invest in the Philippines still. But if you want to have something that could give you returns while we're waiting for the Philippine market to recover, that's where it's so important to know US markets, crypto markets, and NFTs as well. Please do let me know if this was something that was helpful for all of you. If you have any questions on specific stocks, put them in the comment section below and I'll try to make a video on top of that. And I'd like to invite everyone for our technical analysis session. It will be via Zoom this May. The link is in the description below for those who want to register and for those who want to join us. And above and beyond that, we are having a fundamental analysis session. It will be a classroom setting this April naman. The link is also in the description below. Then I also have a basic course on the stock market. It's with Sean C. It's called Make Money, Grow Money. You can check it in the description below. And lastly, for those who want to grab a copy of my book via Shopee, the link is in the description below if you want to learn more on how to invest and trade the markets, but want to learn via book format. For those who have been asking what brokerages I use for US markets and cryptocurrencies, they're all also in the description below. So I guess that's it. If this is something that has helped you, if this is something that has added value to you, appreciate it if you could share this to your friends and press the like button so that this video gets pushed up by the YouTube algorithm. Always remember that every time you enter the markets, there will be days like this, that there will be a lot of volatility. There will be days like this when there's uncertainty that you will see stocks drop. So if you want to build a foundation that you are investing in the markets, and you want to do this, that if you're in your 30s like me, I want to do this until you're 80 and 90, you have to deal with and learn what you're supposed to do when things are not pushing your way. Because that's where you grow. That's where you get better. That's where you get to trade with confidence. You don't get better when times are always good. You get better when times are bad, and you build the acumen and the experience on top of it. I know that's not what a lot of people want to hear, but this is not a get-rich-quick channel. This is not Pasiklaban ng Galing channel. This is a channel that is here to educate you and to give you as much information for you to be able to grow. Because I really believe that the prime years of your life, you have to be investing, you have to be saving, and you have to be double downing. So that's it for now. This is Marvin Gurmo. I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon, guys, and God bless you all.